Welcome to this mobility, strength and stretch class. We're going to start with some standing mobility before moving on to mat work, and then we'll work on some core and some arm strengthening back up in standing. We'll then finish off with a final static stretch to leave you feeling strong and refreshed and ready to face the rest of the day. You're not going to need any special equipment other than just your mat and space to move around in. Once we get to the arm section, you might want to use some small hand weights or weighted balls, but you can do the exercises without using any additional weight. If you experience any pain or discomfort during any of the movements, then make sure you stop or modify. If you feel unwell, then make sure you stop. But if you're ready, let's get started. Let's work on some standing mobility. So if you can have your feet parallel and about hip width apart, just allow the knees to soften slightly and the weight of the arms to pull your shoulders down. You're then going into some shoulder rolls where we bring the shoulders up, round and back. Good, repeat that movement, making it as big as you can. Nice wide full breaths. And then as we take this last one up, round, back, keep the shoulders down and then take your hands behind your back. Push down towards the floor and pull up through the crown of the head. We then drop the ear over to the shoulder one side, back up to center, and then over the other way, back up to center. 2 more for each side. And then after this last one, we come back up into the middle. The hands are still behind the back. Make sure you're pushing down towards the floor. You're then going to drop chin to chest and then roll your ear to your shoulder one way, down and through center, roll the other way. Good, keep going with that one. Lengthen through your lower back. 2 more to each direction. And then we're going to come back up into center, bringing the palms so they face forward now and taking your arms up and out to the side. Stop at shoulder height. Bend your elbows so that your fingertips are just coming behind your ears. You're then going to nod the chin to the chest and at the same time bring your elbows together. And then we're going to open the chest by pushing the elbows back and raising your eye line towards the ceiling. Breathe in as you come forwards. And breathe out as you open up. 3 more. Last one. Fantastic, well done. And then just let the arms hang freely, loosen them off. Next, we're going to move on to some twist through your spine, and we're going to do that with an archer. So I want you to take both arms up so that they're up at shoulder height, arms parallel to the floor, drop the shoulders away from the ears. You're then going to bring one arm back so that your thumb comes to your shoulder. That elbow is going to push to the back of the room and you turn to look towards the elbow. Reach back out to where we started. We're going to do the same to the other side. So thumb to shoulder, elbow stays high and look to the elbow behind you. Come back and we keep alternating sides. Pull through and release. Pull through and release. We're going to do 3 more to each way. Feeling that big twist around the middle back. Look into the elbow behind you and keep the elbow high. 1 more each way. Fantastic, and then we'll lower both arms down by your side, keeping the palms facing forwards and reaching out just on a shallow diagonal. Then into a side bend, so lean over one way, fingertips going down towards the floor and then pull back up. Over to the other side, and pull back up. Keep the palms facing forwards for now. Good. And then we're going to let the palms just rest so that they're down by your side now, and reach again. Lengthening down the outside part of the leg, pull back up, and again. And one more to each side. Good. Now if you can bring your hands up onto your hips, bringing the feet a little bit more parallel, and then you're going to bend at the ball of the foot. You're then just going to point that knee to the outside and come back in. So we're getting a little bit of rotation around the hip. Open and back in. Do that again. One more for this side. Good. And then place your heel back down to the floor. Make sure you've got equal and even weight across the 2 feet. And then pop up onto the toe on the other side, bending the knee, bend at the ball of the foot, and then you open the knee out and come back in. Out and come back in. Good. 3 more. Lovely. So that just helped us to open out the hip a little bit. You can repeat another set exactly the same as we've just done, or if you're happy and you're confident with your balance, we can make that with a bigger movement by up and over the gate and back in. Up and over the gate and come back in. If you feel a little bit wobbly, just stick with that one that we did before. Otherwise, let's try 4 more. Up, open and out, back, round and through. Good, keep going. Couple more on this side. And then we'll do exactly the same the other way. So you can either just do the little knee open that we practiced before, or you can come up and over, back and in. Good, keep going. 3 more. Great, well done. So now we're going to move onto the floor for some mat work mobility, and I want you to come down onto the mat, onto your hands and knees. So you're in a 4-point position where the hands are just slightly wider than shoulder width apart and the knees just a little bit wider than hip width. If you can, tuck your toes underneath and press the ball of the foot towards the floor. Then we go into our cat stretch, which was a curve and a release. Good, keep going, curve and release. Think about trying to spread the weight out evenly across the hands. Keep curving around in the back. And just think about trying to press weight through the base of your index finger. Just changes the way that you distribute the weight through the hand. Sometimes feels a little bit more comfortable. We're going to go with 2 more on your cat stretch. And then taking the pressure off the wrists by dropping your bottom down towards your heels and taking those arms out in front. Good, now we're going to come back up onto the knees, but we're going to rest in a forearm support. So elbows about shoulder width apart. Feel like your arms are parallel. Sometimes we cross the hands over. So I want you to really open out, parallel arms like train tracks, and then we're going to transfer your weight just over to one side so that it frees up the other arm, which you're going to lift up with your fingertips behind your ears. You're then going to push that elbow up to the ceiling and then come back down. So it's a really big twist through your middle back now. Coming up and release back down. We've got 3 more of these. Open and release. 1 more. Good. And then down you come. Exactly the same for the other side. So make sure you've got that parallel forearm support. You're going to transfer your weight just over to one side. fingertips behind the ears, point the elbow up to the ceiling with a big twist, and down you come. 4 more. Good. And then let's just take the pressure off the arms a little bit. We're going to do another set of those, either in exactly the same way we've just practiced, or we're going to go from a forearm support with a similar kind of movement. So have a little play around with it and do whatever feels most comfortable. So you can either stick where we were in that forearm support, or we can go straight arm, fingertips behind the ears on one side, and then twist and release. Twist and release. 3 more this way. Good stuff. Coming down and then swapping over to the other side. So fingertips behind the ears, twist and release. Two to go. Great, well done. And then again, just taking the pressure off the wrists if you need to. Next stretch is going to stretch up the backs of the legs. We're still working on some dynamic mobility, so we're keeping this moving. What's going to happen is I'm going to get you to drop down onto that forearm support we were in before, bringing the knees and the feet a little bit closer together, and then you press through the toes and lift the bottom up in the air. You're then going to pedal the feet. So we're pushing one heel down and then the other, swapping from side to side, feeling that big pull up the backs of the legs. So we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. And then you're going to drop the knees down to the floor, rest the hips down, still in that forearm support, raise the eye line and arching through the lower part of the back. Great, well done. Okay, flipping round onto your back now, please. We're going to come back with the knees and the feet together, the arms right out to the side, and then we rock the knees over one way, head turns the opposite way to the knees, and then up and over the other way. Okay, so we go for 10 of these, up and over one way, and up and over the other way. Good, keep the shoulders down on the floor, palms up to the ceiling. This one's number 7 on my count. Let's go for one more each way. Lovely, and then you come into the middle, bringing both knees up and in towards the chest and just gently squeezing inwards, taking a little bit of a rock from side to side. Now we're going to try and stretch out the front of the hip, so I want you to keep a hold of one knee and then take the other leg out straight. And on that straight leg side, you're trying to push your knee, the back of the knee, down towards the floor. On this bent knee side, you're pulling it in towards you as close as you can so that we open the front of the thigh on that straight leg side. If it feels relatively easy and you've got your knee straight, make sure that you're sinking the shoulders to the floor, that you can feel your tailbone connected to the mat. And I also want you to pull your toes up towards you and press into the heel. Good, let's swap that over for the other side. So we've got one knee in towards the chest, other leg is going out straight. You're trying to get the back of the knee on the straight leg side down towards the floor. Squeezing the knee in towards the chest, keeping the shoulders relaxed, the ribs relaxed, and the pelvis sinking in towards the mat. If it feels pretty comfortable, toes pulled up towards you and really, really press to the heel Lock your knee out as straight as you can. Great, well done. And then you release. We're now going to bring the feet in towards each other, soles of the feet together, and letting the knees drop open. And it can feel quite nice to take a little gentle rock from side to side. This is going to help to stretch out the inner part of your thigh. Good, and then we come and settle just back into rest again. Well done. Okay, next section is going to be all about the core. We've got 3 exercises. You're going to do 10 reps of each exercise, and we've got 3 sets. So our first exercise is to work your hamstrings and your glutes. Arms are down by your side, chest is open, feet a little bit closer to your bottom than you would perhaps have them in a rest position, and we're going for some glute bridges. So we push up and lower down, and again push up and lower down. Repeat. Good, 5 more. Three to go. And last one. Great, well done. Good. We're going to bring one leg up to tabletop now, so hip and knee at 90 degrees. Flex the foot. Imagine you've got a really, really heavy box in front of you and you're trying to push it away and pull back in. We've got 10 of those in total, so out and in. Lock the knee out straight. Three more this side. Good, well done. Bring that leg back down in place, exactly the same on the other side. So up to tabletop, flex the foot, imagine you're pushing a really heavy box away and drag back in. Lock the knee out straight. 5 to go. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good, down we come. And then final exercise in the set is to bring your knees up towards you, knees and feet together. So imagine that we've got a belt around the tops of your thighs and around your ankles, just keeping those knees and feet tucked in. And then we're going to lower the feet down to the floor and pull back up. Lower down to the floor and pull back up. Keep the lower back pressed in towards the mat. Keep your shoulder blades connected in towards the floor. Four more. Squish that lower back down. Lovely, well done. And then feet go back down onto the mat, separate into about hip width apart. And then we're going to repeat that whole set again, but this time I'm going to give you a little bit more challenging variations for the second 2 exercises. Glute bridges stay the same. We're just going to push straight up, lower back down, press your palms to the floor, keep the collarbones wide, and here we go. Push up and lower back down. 2 and down. 3. Good, nice steady tempo. 4. Get the hips as high as you can. Shoulder blades staying connected to the floor. Great, well done. Next we've got our leg press. So you can do exactly as we did before, where we're just pressing one for 10 and then the other, or you can use your start position as a double leg lift. Now if you're going to do this, make sure that the knees are just slightly in front of the hip joint. And then we flex the feet, we do 10 one side, 10 the other. Out and in, lock the knee out completely. 2 and in, shoulders relaxed. Lower back connected to the floor. 2 more this side. Good. If you're working from the floor, we're going to swap to the other leg. If you're in double tabletop with me, just make sure that the knees haven't snuck too close in towards the chest. They've got to be slightly in front of the hip joint, and away you go again. Out and in. Equal weight across the pelvis. 8, 9, and last one is 10. Good. Just give the feet and the legs a little rest a second. Final variation, we're going for that double knee lower. First time I showed you this, we had the knees and the feet nice and tight together, and we were starting from a position where the heels were quite close in towards the thigh. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't carry on with that. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, then you just increase the angle at the knee a little bit. So we've got more of a kind of right angle, more of a tabletop there, and then it's lowering and pull back up. Really important bit is to make sure you keep the lower back down. So if you find that you're arching your back, then you need to bring the feet a little bit closer to the bum. If you can hold it with that strength in center, then let's go together for 10. We go down and up. Good. Knees and feet stay together. Shoulders down. Last one. Good. And then down with those feet again. Well done. So final set of 3 now. Just going to repeat as we did before. Chest open, getting ready to go into your glute bridge, feet and knees hip width apart. We push up and come back down. Good. 9 and lower. 8, control the lower. Up with power. 7, control down. 8, 9 and 10. Good. I'm not sure if I counted that wrong then. I think you might have had a few less. Never mind, you did some good glute bridges. Next, we're going to do our leg press. So you're coming up into a double tabletop if you're happy to have that as your start position, or you're just going to work with one leg on the floor. So whichever start position you've chosen, make sure we've got length in the lower back and that you're keeping that connection of the ribs and the tailbone into the floor. Flex the feet and away we go. 1 and in. 2 and in. Good, keep going. Two more this side. And then we're going to swap onto the other leg. Make sure you're keeping that length in the spine. Squeeze the lower tummy muscles and off we go. Six, 7, 8. Last 2. Good, lovely, and then down you come. So then the last one is that bent knee lower. So we're going to scoop the legs up. The closer your heels are towards your bottom, the easier the exercise will be. We're going to keep the lower back pressed into the mat as we lower the feet down. Don't let the lower back arch, pull back up. Knees stay together. Nearly there. Last 3. Lower back stays down. Relax your shoulders. Final 1. Good, well done. And then knees in towards the chest. gentle little rock from side to side, or you might find that circling the knees is a good way to loosen off the lower back a little bit. Great, well done. Now we're going to come up into a standing position. So carefully bring yourself up, and this is where you might want to add some weights into our upper body section. You can do the same exercises without, or you can use some small dumbbells. I'm using these 1/2 kilo weighted balls. Feet are parallel and about hip width apart. We've got 5 exercises. We're going to do 10 reps of each exercise, and we've got 3 sets. It starts off feeling quite gentle, but soon you'll notice some of those deeper shoulder stabilizers working really hard. So think about chest open, roll the shoulders open and back. We're going to start with some lateral raises, just up to slightly below shoulder height and lower back down. So a nice steady pace. Lift and lower. Good. Long spine. Three more. And then when we next get up to shoulder height, you're going to hold there, maybe just a little bit higher so the arms are parallel to the floor. We're going to draw some circles, and I need that circle to be about a football size or a sort of side plate size. Nice and steady, we're going to go backwards. 1, so don't rush it. 2, good, that sort of pace. 3, keep the shoulders down. 4. 7, 8, 2 to go. And then once we've finished our backward circles, we're then going to do forward circles. 10, 9, shoulders down. 8, 7, 6, 5, not too big with the circles, not too fast either. 3, 2, and 1. Now try and hold up there at shoulder height. Bend your elbows so that the palms are facing forwards, and you've got right angles at the elbow and at the shoulder. We're then going to bring the hands and elbows in towards each other and push open. Good. Long spine, squeezing in and push open. Keep going. 6 and open. 7. Elbows nice and tight. 8. 2 to go. Lovely. Now if you can, keep those arms up and out, and we're just going to take the hands to touch overhead. Pull the elbows down to the waist. Up and overhead. Pull down and into the waist. Over and back. 6 more. Last 3. 2. And final 1. Good. Bring the arms down, give them a little shake and a jiggle. So that is 1 set. Got another 2 sets to go. You may choose to discard the weights for the next sets, or if you're happy, let's just keep it here with that little bit of additional weight. So it's more about stability rather than power with this one. So think about chest open, nice controlled movements. We go with our lateral raises. Up and down. Good. Nice steady tempo. Think about your posture. Grip the shoulder blades together. Last one, we hold up at shoulder height, and then you're going to do little circles. Let's go forwards first. 3 to go, keep it steady. And then let's try 3 backwards. Not 3 backwards, 10 backwards. 6, 5, 4, shoulders down, 3, 2, last one. We stay there if you can. You're going to bend the elbows, bringing the palms face forward. We squeeze in and push open. Good, keep going. Got 5 more. Elbows in together. Should be starting to burn at the tops of your shoulders a little bit now. Keep those shoulders down. Last one, and we hold open. You're then going to do angels overhead, elbows down to the waist. Overhead and elbows down to the waist. Grip the shoulder blades together. Four more. Last 2. Last one. Good, and then let those arms relax a bit, give them a good loosen off. So we've got one final set, same 5 exercises. You can work with the weights or you can choose to do without. Both versions are going to do a lot of good. Roll those shoulders back, chest open, lift up through the crown of the head. Here we go, lateral raises. Three more. And then on this last one, we hold up and we've got our circles. We'll go backwards first. 10, 9, don't rush it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, strong in your tummy muscles. 3, 2, and 1. Other way around. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bend the elbows, squeeze in, elbows together, and push open. 9, and out. 8, and open. We can do it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, elbows together. 2, last one, and then we stay open. We're going to go angels over and back in. Good. 2 and down. Last 8. Tighten your tummy muscles. Now is not a good time to tell you I've lost count, is it? Let's try 4 more. 4, pull in. 3, last 2. Last one, good. Let the arms hang heavy. Get rid of the weights if you've been using those. Just make sure they're safely out of the way and then give the arms a loosen off. Well done. Okay, so we're going to finish with some static stretches. I want you to bring your arms open and round behind your back for me. Hold onto one wrist and pull the hands away from you. So we're really going to stretch across the front of the chest, a little bit along the tops of the arms there. Good. Release. Now grab a hold of the other wrist. So you're going to swap sides, and same thing, just that we bias the stretch a little bit one way and then the other. Good. Holding back there. Squeeze the shoulders together. Fantastic. Next, we're going to release the arms. You're going to link the fingertips together in front of you, and you're going to press the palms forward. Straighten the elbows, drop the shoulders down, tighten your tummy so we've got a nice strong back. Good, now we're going to take those arms overhead, still pressing the hands up to the ceiling and into a side bend, and we hold it there. Good, come up in the middle and then side bend over the other way. Back up in the middle, and then we're going to release the arms, giving them just another shake out. Now to stretch out through the hamstrings and the lower back a little bit, I'm going to get you to come, I'll move sideways just so you can see this a little bit better, into a split stance, but we still want quite a wide position. Don't have your feet as if you're walking along a tightrope. It's quite a wide position like so. So again, I'll come sideways here. Hands are going to come round behind your back and think about opening across your collarbone. So chest stays open. Both knees are straight. We're going to send the tailbone backwards and keep a straight back as we lean forwards. Plant both feet firmly in towards the floor. Make sure your back is straight. If you're curving the spine, you're not going to get the same degree of stretch up the back of the leg that I want you to feel. So it doesn't matter how far you move, it's just keeping that back straight, feeling the pull at the back of your leg. Good, let's come up and swap to the other side. So you're going into that split stance, chest open, leaning forwards, keeping both knees straight, keeping a long straight spine, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the eye line lifted, pressing both heels in towards the floor, feeling the pull up the back of the front leg. Great, well done. And then up you come. We're going into a calf stretch next. So you might want a wall or a windowsill to hold on to just to give yourself a little bit of balance. But we're going to take a split stance once again. But this time the front knee is bent and we're thinking about stretching this back leg as you press the heel towards the floor. Make sure the foot is parallel and square off your hips. So on this back leg side, you're bringing that hip forward so that you feel the pull, hopefully, in the back of your calf on that straight leg side. Good, well done. You're going to release, and then we do the same on the other side. So pressing the heel to the floor, front knee bent, the hip on the straight leg side, just making sure that's coming forwards and pressing your back heel in towards the floor. It's fine to hold on to something for balance if you need to. Pressing that whole of the back foot in towards the floor. Fantastic, and then up we come, facing the screen, arms down by your side, feet parallel with equal weight, base of the big toe, the little toe and the heel. Gently tuck your bottom underneath, keeping your centre of gravity slightly forwards, and think about separating between the belly button and the breastbone. The weight of the arms pulls the shoulders down. Gently tuck the chin, lift up through the crown of the head. 3 nice big inhale, exhales. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. One last one. Good, well done. That is your routine complete. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon for another workout. Bye bye.